Yo, what is up guys, and welcome back to another F1 2021 video. Welcome back to the series of Road to Formula 1. Today we are at Monaco, to be exact, Monte Carlo, as we take on the winding streets of pain and torture that is this track. Let me just put this out there right now. I do not like this track. This track is hectic, it is stressful, and it is too tight. That's what he said. So, on to qualifying. We do get, again, I hate this track so much, so everything I say has a little bit of biasness to it, because every single time I dive on this track, I'm just like, whoa, don't hit that, whoop, I'm a little bit too tight, whoop, don't hit that again, because the walls are like right there, so there's no room for error whatsoever. I think I'm more of a person who likes tracks that are open, like probably Silverstone, Spa, Russia a little bit, because like there's space to maneuver. Even if I mess up, I know that I can recover, right? So now we go past the tunnel, down into the heavy braking zone, and then we are on to sector 2. Now this is the part of the track that literally kills me. As I hit my wing there, as you can see, ladies and gentlemen, I hate this track. Why? Because there is no room for error. Everything has to be perfect. And then we hit our wing again, doing a Charlotte. Luckily the wheel did not come off, and we somehow managed to have crazy understeer coming into the penultimate corner. Down the final corner, we do have a disgustingly horrible lap. It was a bad lap. I'm just going to put it out there. It was a very bad lap. So we wind up the lap. Coming on to the standings, we have Schwartzman first, Mick Schumacher and Drogovic up in third.
Formula 2 has been welcomed back to this most famous of race locations, and the excitement in the air is building as we count down to the start of today's race. The Circuit de Monaco is, for all practical purposes, pretty much unchanged since its 1929 introduction. It's strange to consider, but this 2.1-mile lap will take the drivers here around almost an entire country. 19 corners, but not that many opportunities for overtaking. Instead, this is a track that rewards technical skill. I'm Alex Jakes, and I'm joined once again by the GP2 champion, Davide Valsecchi. Davide, today's race takes place on one of the most infamous street circuits in motorsports. What is it about this track that makes it stand out?
Alex, I'm very happy to be here. Monaco is a short track, but the wall is just after the white line. The drivers need to stay aware from the line and from the wall. And it's so important to start in the first two rows if you want to compete for the victory.
With that then, let's run through the grid order. Robert Schwartzman lines up on pole position, with Mick Schumacher alongside. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Drogovic, Ilott, Jack Aitken and Piquet, Sonoda, Armstrong, Giotto, Marino Sato, Samaya, Matsushita, Nikita Mazepin, and Markelov, Alesi, Galeo, Daruvala, and Guan Yu Zhou, Delatraz, Tictum, Nissani, and the captain. And with lights out just moments away, it's time to go down to the track.
Right, ladies and gentlemen, we start from P22 in this Monaco Grand Prix. It is 5 lights, and away we go. We get onto a good start, minimizing wheel spin as we fight Nissani right off the line. Ahead of us we have Delatraz and Tictum, who are trading positions. We do manage to sneak in past Delatraz as we get the position up into P20 from P22 in less than a turn. So Guan Yu Zhou is ahead of us with Tictum ahead of him. We think of going for the move, but we kind of pull out because, we don't want to get damaged this early into the lap as we go into the back of Zhou. Just after saying we're not trying to get damaged, luckily we do not get damaged. We do get a good run down this section as we get past almost 3 cars fighting the Daruvala into the slowest part of the track, as we do get ahead of Alesi. Do we? Yeah, we somehow do, as he backs out eventually, because we did force our way through there. This is the slowest part of the track because a lot of cars are piled up and they're trying to get ahead of each other, so we have to go there as keenly as possible to try and minimize damage. Down into the tunnel section we do go, and I like this part of the track, but it's not my favorite. Markelov has a penalty as we do lose the rear, costing us positions again. We somehow went into that turn a little bit too fast, and the back just couldn't stick with it, so we did lose that position. 2 positions actually, as we are now back into P20. So everything we gained in lap 1 has been undone before the lap is even done. That is sad. So we check if we have any damage. We don't have any damage. Our wheels are still okay. I mean, I don't like this track. This track is too tight. That's the problem. I don't have space to maneuver. I don't have space to dance around, down the outside, down the inside. It's always like a standard racing line. And if you deviate away from it, then you're just really going to put yourself into a situation where you're going to hate it. So we do hit our wing again. Same place we hit it in qualifying. I just can't seem to nail that turn. That turn seems to be getting the best of me every single time, because either I back off completely, losing a lot of time, or I somehow manage to get past there with full throttle, which in F2 cars is impossible. With damage on, makes it even more impossible. So as we fast forward down this section, down into lap 4, we're just trying to chase Juan Huzo at this point. We are a second behind, not making up any time. We do make up time in the first sector, but we lose it all in the second sector, because for some reason I seem to be very trash into the second sector. We do have front wing damage. We have slightly worn out tires. It is lap 6, and we think about going for another lap, but we just say, nah, this is enough. Let's just go into the pit. Let's just park the car and minimize any damage that we might put onto the components of the car, the ICE, the turbocharger and everything. We just go into the pit and we decide to retire. This is our first retirement of the season. There's not much you could do in this position. Our car was not cooperating with us, so we just had to somehow back off and pit and just say, yeah, this is it. Draw off the gloves. This is the white flag being waved, and we're just like, nah, this is enough now. So Mick Schumacher wins the race. Our championship rival wins the race. That means he gets more points than we do. We get 0 points in this race, unfortunately, because we retire. So heading on to the sprint race as a retiree, we will start last again.
While still respecting the tires, that's where they won today.
As we look back on
Right, down to the podium celebrations. Mick Schumacher gets P1. I think that's Schwarzman in P2. Okay, champagne celebrations. So Mick Schumacher wins, followed by Schwarzman. Third position, we have Callum, Elliott, Drogovic, and those other guys. So we are third in the championship as it stands, behind with only a few points, enough to make up in one weekend where we have a good weekend. So welcome to the sprint race.
And everyone here is getting ready for what's shaping up to be a thrilling conclusion to the weekend.
Right, we're back for the sprint race. Hopefully today we get a better start off, and it is 5 lights and away we go. We get a beautiful start once again. We seem to be nailing these F2 starts as we do make another move on Nissani for the second time consecutively. We do make even more positions down into P18. Markelov ahead of us. We do get past him, and we've gained about 5 positions right off the starting line, and that is amazing considering it's the first lap. Now we have to make no mistakes ahead from here, because if we do want to score points, we have to reach the top 10. And is it top 10 or is it top 8? I'm not sure how F2 works, but it's one of those, and that's where we start scoring points. So we do go again for the deep dive, making even more positions down into P14, hitting the wall a little bit but not enough to sustain us in damage as we go into the back of Matsushita, who seems to be braking really early for some reason. Now, Alesi again. Alesi, we get him in the same corner as we did last time in the feature race. And we are up into P12 as it stands. Samaya ahead of us, who is behind Armstrong. That was a very eventful first lap, if you ask me. We're down into P12 already. That's amazing. One lap, we've gained all those positions. Now, the thing about Monaco is it's easy to gain positions on the first laps. So we go down into the end of lap 2. And we're still behind Samaya. I hope I'm pronouncing this name correct. It looks very good to pronounce, Samaya. So DRS is enabled. We do set green sectors, but that's only best of our times, not best of the race so far, as I bet we're lapping slowly as we do go down after the tunnel corner. And after the tunnel, we have a corner and we overshoot it. That's what I meant to say. I don't know what I said there. So we do think about going on the move on Samaya. We do go for the dive bomb, pushing all of us off the track as our tires are a bit worn out. So what happens is I think about going for the dive bomb. It's now or never. This is the only place I can make up positions. So we do go down for the dive bomb and we push Samaya out of the racing line with us. He manages to stick on track, but we overshoot that turn completely as we make up position, and that is up to P11. Final lap of the Monaco Grand Prix. We are 1 position away potentially from a point scoring session, and Yuki Tsunoda wins this race. We threw everything we had at this race and we only managed to come out P11, which, I mean, considering it's Monaco, I'd say that's a good result, but we didn't score any points that's going to help us in our championship. So P11 is what we're going to have to settle for today as Yuki Tsunoda wins the race.
That's the end of the race.
race. We'll see you in Parc Ferme.
Right, Jeff, I'll see you in Parc Ferme as well. So, we do get driver of the day just because we made up a lot of positions, but that's about it. That's about it. We threw everything we had at it. We didn't have the pace to set up the whatever you want to call it to challenge the leaders today, but GG. Congratulations to Yuki Tsunoda as he gets a win for the Carlin team.
That's why they won today. Smooth, steady, everything bad that happened to them, they handle it calmly and professionally. That's what let them focus on getting the best out everything else. The car, the strategy, they managed to keep out of trouble the whole way around.
Podium celebrations. Yuki Tsunoda, I think that's Giotto in P2 and Elliott in P3. I'm not 100% sure. But the order stands the way it is, but those are the people on the podium. 1, 2, 3, amazing. Yuki Tsunoda finally gets an F2 win. Amazing stuff, you'll have to see it. Okay, so on to the standings. Yuki won, Luca Giotto in second, and Jack Aitken in third position. Fourth, we have PK and Dragovic again get a P5. We get a P11, so it looks like scoring points in F2 is actually 8th place. So we're a bit far off. It's not like F1 where 10th place gets a single point. Looking at the replay on the start, we do get a lot of positions just at one go. We go down the outside, getting a good run off the exit of turn 1. Coming into this corner that I hate so much. This series of turns just pisses me off as we go for another dive bomb. This is where we make contact with, what's his name? I forgot his name. So we push the pink car up apparently, but that's going to be it for the video, guys. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you all in the next episode. Take care and peace.